So let's put a setup on. For reference, let's say like in the wet conditions, right? You obviously have an amount of understeer. That can be fixed by changing your rake. You can, if it's not already on max, don't put it on max.
Okay.
A lot of cars, so like the Lexus, for example, I feel like in the rain, like I'm on max rake here, because it just gives the rear end a bit more rotation on its own, right? Just a mechanical grip, the rear is actually turning with the car. Depending on how you feel, I was increasing in 10 minutes, so depending on how you feel about the car, you can increase it by like 2-3 clicks if it's too understeering, and then try it, and then if it's too oversteering, decrease like 1 click. But you should find like a good balance with the ride height. Other changes you can make is softening the front and rear ARBs for more mechanical grip. So that would be lowering the values. If you're running max ARB, right, on both the front and the rear, you're basically telling the car, this is as understeer as you can get, right?
Right.
So if the front is too grippy, for example, then you put more clicks on the anti-roll bar in the front. If it's too understeer, you can do like 1 click less. But that change should be made initially with the ride height. So find like a good ride height and then mess with the rear and front roll bars. The way that ACC works in the wet weather is that it kind of just, it's like driving on a dry track but less grip, like completely less grip. Looking at like if I were to load the Go wet setup, medium wet setup, they have the rear toe on neutral, so just 0-0. That's another way to get rotation. You can decrease the toe on the rears. It is a little bit more dangerous than, say, softening up the rear ARB. But it is an option. Do I recommend it? Probably not. The front toe is also something you can work with in terms of getting the car to like be a little bit more squirrely on the fronts. So, for example, on the Lexus, the front toe on a dry quality setup is almost always min, like minus 0.4 degrees. What Go has on the wet setup here is minus 0.27. So, obviously, the quality setup is meant to be a bit more squirrely. So, what they do in the wet setup here is they make it a little bit less squirrely. And then keeping the camber low, so on the fronts and the rears, I honestly just always put the camber on as small as possible. Helps you for a better contact patch with the road. Another thing that the rear toe does is that it helps you stop the car. So those are a few things that you mess with. Ride height is number one, I feel like. It's almost always number one that you should change. Because 1 click can do a lot, and then 2 clicks can do too much sometimes. So, also putting ABS on 1 is important. Because you don't want the ABS kicking in too much, otherwise the tires will just aquaplane. And you don't want to be doing that. So moving the brake bias towards the rear as well, so more balanced, closer to like 50, or as small as possible in your case, something like 47, would help also get the car rotated into the slow speed.
Yeah, it's been set to 47. What about TC setup?
I think on the McLaren you should probably just stick to 1.
Okay.
Most I'd go is 2,
Okay.
but 1 is probably good enough.
Yeah, that car is not stopping. Yeah, I can't even get it to turn.
It's got to be super delicate with like every input.
Yeah.
Lifting isn't actually slow. Keeping it on the racing line and smooth inputs on the brake will actually get you around the corners faster. Remember, don't think of it like obviously you see rain, it's pouring down, right? But think of it as just dry driving with less grip. So obviously push as much as you can with certain limitations, like move your brake points back because you're going to be, you got to brake to the point where you're not engaging the ABS, right?
Yeah.
So moving back a little bit, be easy on the throttle. So in essence, it's just dry driving, but less grip. How's it feeling? As I spin. Alright, so we're gonna go sector by sector because I feel like this track deserves that.
Okay.
Sector 1 is really all about if you're gonna go with TC off, you want to get the traction down, right? So
Yes.
out of the corner, it's like the same thing as like, do you know Bathurst turn 1?
Yeah. Yep.
So that corner, you can lose so much time or gain so much time depending on how good your exit is.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to make sure that you use all the road on exit and also get on the throttle as early as possible without spinning the tires, right? Same thing here. So brake marker, I think for both our cars, is going to be, let's say after you get past this green tarmac right here, right?
Yeah. Yep. That's what I've been doing. In the wet, it's as soon as it ends, and then like in the dry, it's more like yeah, it's just like that. Like as soon as I know I'm past it, I then hit the brakes.
Yeah. So
Okay. So you took that in third, right?
second.
Second? I feel like the McLaren does a better job in third.
I'm doing third. This is the Lexus,
Okay.
so it's different, right?
Jacob does it in second, and I just feel like I can't get a good exit.
Yeah, you could do it in third, and honestly, play around with the TC0. You might be able to do it, especially in third gear. And with that, you'll get a really, really good exit because the tires won't spin, and it honestly feels safer than TC1 for me. I don't know how.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, so braking marker will be. You can also maybe use this sign right here. This guy. Yeah, like once it goes out of view, brake.
Yeah.
So you go full brake and trail pretty aggressively because it's a sharp corner, right? So
Yeah.
you want to go deep, but not too deep. So stay on the left, then trail in, get those tires on the curb, and accelerate when you're already on them, right? Because you want to use all this track on exit.
Yeah, you
No
should
tire
like that.
marks, no nothing, right?
Yeah.
The rest of it is pretty straightforward. It's downhill. Just stay to the right. I have to swing to the left because this car has no downforce. My breaking point is I look for this guy, right?
Yep.
The one thing, the arrow. As soon as I pass it, I go 100% brakes for a very, very small amount of time, right?
Okay.
Very small amount of time. And then you aggressively trail brake, right? So if we go back, throttle, 100%, trail brake a lot, throttle early, use all the track on exit, get on the grass.
Okay. So you can run the grass there because I've
Yes.
been avoiding that because I feel like I'm gonna lose it.
You can run the grass here. This actually is faster because you're on throttle earlier. The car is still stable, and you could just carry effectively a shorter line to this apex here, and you can also cut through this.
Okay.
Like, let's go out of car. You can see how much of the grass I'm using here. Like, I'm not even on the road at all. Look at this. Like,
I definitely haven't explored that much because I was worried about track limits.
yeah, no, the track limits are, I would assume. So let's say you're out here. I think the tires, if they leave the curbing, the right side tires, they leave the curbing, that's track limits. But if you're going that far in the first place, you're not making it.
Yeah.
And then here, like I'm barely on the road. And the nice thing about TC off here is that you actually have less of a chance of spinning on the grass with TC off than with TC on. So that's how it works.
Okay.
Let's go
Is that because the
to...
power delivery is the same to both wheels and it's not?
Yeah, it's not gonna like bog down randomly and then cause the car to just like snap power for no reason.
Okay.
Let's go to this one. This is a decent sector one as well. Not as good as the other one. The other one was like almost a tenth quicker. Got like a bump there. A bit slide, but it's not bad.
Up to that point right there, our lines are very similar.
Yep, that's good. So here, let's go quickly back. You want to, quick note about this corner, so turn for it. If you gotta be on throttle, like pretty much before this bollard, right?
Yeah.
If those are gone, then just use the apex of the corner, right? Yeah. Yeah. So here, cut, and then go exit out wide. You could probably keep it tight, but it doesn't set you up well for this corner here. This one's really tricky because you can either gain a lot of time or lose a lot of time. You gotta be very careful on the brakes. So the way I approach this corner is look for this the hash mark and brake right after it. Maybe a bit later than this, but also like turn 4, aggressively trail brake. So you're never actually full brake for that long. I got off the brake super fast there. And this corner is similar to the turn 4 where you can use a lot of the exit here. Like you can get on the grass and it'll still be valid. Okay, I'm sure I can find a different example. But like let's go to lap 13.
Yeah, I've been way out on the exit curve at that one and it works really well.
I see how far I went.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a slide, but I think this lap would have been purple actually had I not slid at turn 7, which is the coming up corner.
Oh, yep.
So that corner is also super mega important because it obviously sets up your run all the way to the chicane.
Have you found the best line through there? Is it taking the green inside apex, or do you want to stay a little wider? Like,
so you want to sacrifice your entry for this corner to make a better exit, and by making a better exit, meaning you get on throttle earlier. So you slow up for this corner more than you think you need to, even though the track like goes pretty far out, like over here.
Yeah.
You don't want to be anywhere near that, right?
Nope. Okay.
So one more time. Bit of a slide, but keep it tight. You can open up the steering as well. Then all the way down. And this is really important here. Brake as late as you dare. Cut a lot of the first part because you can get on throttle earlier if you brake earlier and then fly over the second part. Right?
Yeah, I've noticed that. I'm not necessarily consistent at getting the car pointed where I want it to be, but I have seen I've seen a difference of like almost 4/10 gain through the chicane just by the proper line and getting on gas earlier.
Exactly. Like honestly, this was a better line this lap that I took than my other lap, so I had a
Oh, is this the hairpins?
yeah, the hairpin I actually messed up on this lap. Braked like a little bit too late. But generally, so you could probably brake in most cars, like in between this hash and then this turn.
There's a black mark right there. If you go forward just a hair.
Just a hair.
A little more. There.
This guy?
See that black mark right there? Yeah, as soon as you can see that, that's when I've been doing my brakes.
Okay. I like
and
it.
It's been working out. But I want to see your like the shape you make through this hairpin, because I feel like maybe I'm leaving some time on the table. Like maybe there's a better angle to take it.
I gotta show you this lap then. This one better, section 3. Let's see. Brake as late as you dare. Throw the car in early. Throttle. Boom. Super smooth, right?
It's gorgeous.
So you're gonna likely probably invalidate more on entry rather than exit. This is crazy, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why that's there.
On the replay it shows up, but like if someone's definitely gonna drive through it, probably on the formation lap,
Yep.
because
Probably, yeah, immediately.
like this is so horrible. But you want to cut a lot of this, like I said, so you can throttle early over it, and then boom. Right?
Can I? Yeah, I want to watch your input really quick. Okay.
I'll do it. You're probably going to invalidate more on entry of this corner than on exit.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So I've had a couple chicanes through there where like I'm going into it because I've just got the right angle for it, right? But then you have to kind of pull the car back from the left side of the track, right? It wants to push out to the left, and I definitely feel myself like coming off the throttle to keep the car stable there. So I'll work on keeping it flat on the exit.
Yeah. And you can keep it in a higher gear as well. So like McLaren, I would imagine it's a third gear corner.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So if you need to downshift a second to get the car slowed down, do it. But if when you get them back on throttle, shift up to third. It'll definitely be faster. Again, stability, and as long as you're going flat out over it, it's fast, right?
Yeah. Yep.
This corner, find a braking point. So like you were saying, like I guess it's a little spot on the road, like there. I think what you can also use, so you can use maybe getting past this guy, or when this orange marker on the right of the barriers goes away from view, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And since this is a super tight hairpin, prioritizing the exit isn't actually important. You want to cut to the apex. Like obviously get your braking down the straight line, but start turning towards it. You know?
And then you drive out to the outside there. Is that what we should be aiming for? Because I keep it tighter, which is probably killing some of my speed.
Yeah, so the throttle's basically pushing me to the outside, right? I want to keep the TC as least engaged as possible, and the best way to do that is by going in a straight line. So if you're turning the car with the TC active, you're just losing speed, right? So if I'm like still turning at this angle, say, on full throttle, the TC is going to engage until I'm straight. So the quicker I get in a straight line, the better. It might be wrong, it might not be. Like I haven't watched a separate lap from this. I'm just doing what works for me. And I mean, 26.0 with potential for 25.8, it's pretty good.
I'd say it's working better for you than it is for me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Definitely can watch it, but this corner is super tricky. You want to brake late, but not too late, because you want to take this tight. And same thing here as the last corner, last hairpin, where the quicker you can get the wheel in a straight line, the less TC you'll be using, which the more speed you can carry. So let's go back.
It's
I'll kind of brake on vibes, like right before this curbing ends.
Yeah,
right?
I've been doing like the middle, basically, of the red and white curb.
Yeah.
It's very similar brake point there.
So let's go outside the car, because I feel like this is important to know where to put it.
Yeah.
The way that it's shaped, it looks very awkward, because it's almost like a perfect U until it kind of flattens out right here. So you don't want to apex too early. You want to apex towards this one, like here, right?
Okay. Yeah.
As opposed to like apexing to this part. Do you see my mouse or no?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So you don't want to apex on this part, because then you're just too tight. You're not braking too late, you're not braking late enough and lost time. I can maybe find a different lap where, let's say like lap 7. So braking late. This is actually quite good. So see how I'm braking later, and what it's allowing me to do is kind of miss that first part, but because I'm using the brake to rotate the car still, it's still rotating, then throttle, right? So
yeah,
I get off the brakes here as I'm about to hit the apex, and I get on throttle about like half, so I'm not obviously spinning the tires too much, but I'm like actively putting rotation into the car using the throttle.
Okay.
And then boom.
I'm still trying to manage that technique because I feel like when I want to rotate on the throttle, sometimes I overdo it, right? Like, because it's just a slim margin, and then I find myself having to counter steer and like straighten the car up, which then makes me hesitant on the throttle even more.
Yep. There's a level in ACC where like you can almost always get on the throttle like on a low TC setting to about like, look, I'm at 60% almost all the time, and it's super consistent. Like even turn 1, if I go look at turn 1, braking, right? Obviously I'm on TC off here, 60%, right?
Yep.
It's that very thin threshold where there's enough power to get the car straightened out, but not enough to get the car to spin, especially on like TC off or even the McLaren where you have a lot of low end torque and it's not going to spin the rear tires. Like I can go further in this lap. I guarantee it's going to be the same 60%. Right there, see?
Yep.
It's the same thing every time. Here as well. 60, 75% there. So find that balance, like that initial throttle application that you can put in the car to not spin the tires, but also to rotate the car where you want it to go, and to use the throttle to exit onto the racing line. So for example here, right? If we go to lap 9, the same throttle application will happen. 60, 75%. And it's on TC off. So I would do the same thing on TC1. So if I find a different lap.
I mean, looking at the throttle bar, right, like we can tell it's 60% off, but is that just a feel thing that you've developed?
Yes.
Okay.
It's probably gonna be different for every car, but like I've noticed that in the Mustang I do the same thing.
But there's some sort of neutral throttle that's just safe. Like it's like a maintenance throttle almost.
Yes. So that like mid-corner maintenance throttle is the same thing as me like touching the brakes at the end of a lap. Like hairpin as well, almost 50, then 60, then full, right? And then it's the maintenance throttle is the same way as I do like going through a corner, this like little bit of braking at the end.
Yeah.
Right. So once you are able to develop those habits of like using the pedals as not a means of, you know, going faster or slower
Stop
through
or
a corner,
go, but rather to find time.
To find time to get the front of the car turned in. So every bit of pedal input is time loss or time gain. Go here as well. Like I can show you another example. The 60%. Watch. 60%, then go.
Look at that. Yep. Yep.
Even turn 4, right? Let's watch again. Brake, brake, brake. 60%, then go.
Yep.
That was invalid. So
yeah.
yeah, you could see that like if you over push too much, like you get the tires off, you're not making the corner regardless because you're just gonna die.
Right.
Next corner, right? 50, 60%. And that's a like passive on the throttle, right? This corner as well. 60%. Right? You have to find that balance. And I guarantee you, as soon as people realize that, they will gain infinite time. Like infinite time. And that's not even an exaggeration.
No.
A lot of driving and being fast is using the pedals and not the racing line. Racing line is obviously part of it, but not as much as, you know, using the car, the brakes at low speed to even brake a little bit more to turn the car in. Or
it's funny, like I've developed in my driving skill a lot in these last couple of weeks. To be honest, like I'm getting there.
I mean, the rest of the pedal inputs for you is just pushing that little bit more, right?
Yeah.
Because as I was saying it in previous weeks. Like, remember how I was saying you're just under driving the car?
Yep.
That's under driving right there. You're not pushing your own limits enough. You're not pushing the limits of the car. So watching other people do it should instill that confidence in you. Maybe, hey, I can maybe like go a little bit faster here, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Or like, let's say turn 6 over here. Let's do there's maintenance throttle here. There you go, right? See? You did it on your own.
Dude, killing it.
Yep. For example, here, do you think you can get on throttle a little bit more earlier, like 100%?
Yeah, I was watching your, because remember we were in the server for this one together, and I was observing a few of your laps, and I went out to try and get on throttle as early as what you can, and I just lose the rear of the car. Like, it does not want to stick.
Well, I mean, keeping the throttle, like, not spinning the tires, and not, like, obviously losing the car is obviously going to be faster, so.
Yeah.
But, like, try different things, right? We want to, let's go to your lap too, that was your best lap. You want to try different things, and it'll be uncomfortable. Like here, I think you turn to the apex far too much, because you're on the brakes a little bit after you're carrying too much speed. Like the other sector one you did was better.
Okay, that's fair.
And if you get this corner right, you probably gain 3-4 tenths. Like like that. Because all of it's downhill, right? It's literally just turn 1, and the rest of it's like flat out, boom, boom, boom. That right there is worth 3 tenths.
Okay.
So clean that up, and you will find a significant time. Good courage, I think. So here, I would just brake earlier and get on throttle earlier, right? Same thing with the chicane. A lot of the time gain here is mid-apex speed, because you're on the brakes still here, right? You're still on the brakes, you're only getting on throttle right here.
Yeah, when
and
look
how far out you are. Yeah.
The 28.1, I was deeper into the green on the inside there, and then it pushed me, because it's straight lines, right? Like, it pushed me out more onto the green for the exit, but I don't have it recorded, unfortunately.
I saw Wheezy do a better sector 1. I want to see. I want to show you. So it was lap 6 for him. Let's pay attention to the line. So deep entry.
He didn't dive in. Yep.
I still think it's a bit too much time coasting. Obviously, the McLaren's a bit different because you have that mechanical grip, that the arrow to carry the speed, and I imagine that our min speeds are quite similar. But there's no reason you should be going full brakes here. Like, watch, and then immediately getting off. So that's 1, 2, almost 3 seconds you're full brakes, right? And in 3 seconds, in those 3 seconds, you could go from 6th gear to, I don't know, maybe bottom of 3rd, top 2nd, if you're going full brakes, right? So you got to be careful of those inputs. But his exit was good. The line into the corner was good, and the exit was okay. It's just the mid-apex speed could use some work. But see, so the difference between your sector 1 this session and his was 2 tenths, and it was just because of that. The fact that he kept the min speed up a little bit more, and the throttle higher. Like, I think your best min speed was 110. Let me find mine. Still same principle. So 107, but on the throttle super early. And now on the throttle being early allows me to get way more speed before I brake, right? So 240, 239. Let's check Wheezy's lap 6 again. Obviously different car. I'm 5 kph faster by the end of the hill.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, it was 235.
And that's all the way downhill, that's time gain. Right?
Yeah. No, the Lexus, literally through that sector right there, the Lexus runs away from the McLaren.
It is.
And obviously, it's your entry and exit and everything like that gives you like more time.
Yep.
But that car is ridiculously fast.
Yep. Missed the apex a little bit.
I didn't get in enough there. Yep.
But like, this was your best sector 1 this session. .234.
Okay.
So there, get on throttle earlier, right? A lot of it is obviously knowing the track, right? But
yeah,
it's also a matter of courage, right? So it's just
100%.
Just send it. Just go. You know, just go.
Yeah,
Easier said than done, but
it is.
yeah. Braking points
No,
are
I
pretty easy to remember.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of
This
it is
is one
just
of the,
mid apex
like,
speed and just being confident. So
this is one of the like easier to, or I don't know about easier. It's one of the tracks that I've learned the fastest, that's for sure, and like was able to throw down like what I would consider a pretty decent time on it. So
yeah,
now it's just like finding those like we're doing right now, the minute details of like what can we improve about my technique around this track to get that extra time.
exactly.
So, yeah, it's a fun drive.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
Right.
Well, I appreciate your time, dude.
Yes, sir. For those of you who did not make it today, please watch it.
Yeah.
Very valuable stuff here.